then they would start making their sounds. And that was in 71 when I first started hearing them, and we started recording them.
Hey, welcome back to the Food You Thought podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be taking a different turn or a different topic of events. It's not going to be a conspiracy theory. It's going to be about myth, legends, and mystical creatures. On today's topic, we're going to be talking about, is Bigfoot real or is he fake? Now, to me personally, do I believe Bigfoot was real? Not necessarily. But hey, if you show me proof and evidence and everything, I might take a second look at it and be open-minded and say, okay, I believe. But what do you think? Do you think Bigfoot is real? Now, you can answer that later, but let's get on to this video. Now, I'm going to read out from an article. Is Bigfoot real and everything we need to know? Now, what is Bigfoot? Now, some people say that Bigfoot is a giant ape-like creature that roams in North America. Some people know him as Sasquatch, and some people call it Bigfoot. But he is specified to be rumored just like other existing mythical creatures, like the Loch Ness Monster and like the Chupacabra. But hey, we all got things out there, but let's take a deep dive into this article. It is said that most Bigfoot sightings occur in the Northwest, where the creature can be linked to indigenous myth and legends. The word Sasquatch is derived from Sats, a word from the Himalayan language used by some Salish First Nation people in southwestern British Columbia, according to the Oregon Encyclopedia. It means wild man or hairy man. Now, what started this Bigfoot phenomenon? As early as 1884, the British colonist newspaper in Victoria, Canada, published an account of a gorilla-type creature captured in the area. Other accounts, largely deceived as hoax, followed according to the Canadian Encyclopedia. Sasquatch book author John Green compiled a list of 1,340 sightings through the 19th and 20th century, but the modern-day Bigfoot or Sasquatch myth gained life in the late 1950s. In 1958, the Hamloy Times, a local newspaper in Northern California, published a story about the discovery of a giant mystery footprints near Buff Creek, California. In the story, they referred to the creature that made them as Bigfoot, according to the Smithsonian magazine. Bigfoot curiosity gained rapidly during the second half of the 20th century, after an article in True magazine published in December 1959 described the 1958 discovery. The footprints near Buff Creek were pranked by a man called Ray Wallace. His children revealed after his death in 2002. According to the Smithsonian magazine, by the time, though, Bigfoot was firmly established in popular cultures across the continent. Since the 1958 article was published, a wealth of other claims have been made about Sasquatch tracks, casts, photos, videos, and other evidence. Bigfoot sightings. There have been more than 10,000 eyewitnesses accounts of Bigfoot in the continental U.S. in the last 50 years. Live Science reported in 2019, in these accounts, Bigfoot is usually described as a being about 8 to 10 feet, 2.4 to 3 meters tall, and covered in hair. Eyewitnesses reports or sightings are the most common evidence put forward for the existence of Bigfoot. Unfortunately, though, these are based on human memories, and memories are not reliable. Life Science previously reported. In crime cases, for example, witnesses can be influenced by their emotions and may miss or distort important details. In the same vein, people are also overestimated their ability to remember things. When it comes to cryptoids like Bigfoot, the human brain is capable of making up explanations for events it immediately interpreted, and many people simply want to believe they exist. Now, the most famous Bigfoot video is a short film taken in 1967 by Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin, known as the Patterson-Gimlin film, where Patterson filmed shot in Bluff Creek. The video shows what appears to be a large and hairy bipedal ape or Bigfoot striding through a clearing woods. The video's authenticity is still debated, but it is likely a hoax with the ape-like feature, just a human wearing a costume. Brian Regan, an associate professor of the history of science at Keene University in New Jersey, and author of Searching for Sasquatch, Crackpots, Eggheads, and Cryptozoology, previously told Live Science that people project their own views onto Patty. You look at it and you see what you want to believe, he said. With the high rise of quality cameras and smartphones, photographies of people, car, mountain flowers, sunset deers, and more have gotten sharper, clearer over the years. Bigfoot is a notable exception. The logical explanation for this dictionary is the creatures that don't exist, and that photographs of them are merely hoax or misidentifications. Now, audio recordings, some people have claimed to have heard Bigfoot shrieks, howls, growls, screams, or other vocalizations. The creatures are also associated with other noises such as wood knocking, according to Scientific America. Strange noises recorded associated with Bigfoot occasionally attract media attention, but the noises can be often attributed to be known as animals such as foxes or coyotes. Experts also identify the exact animal in strange recordings, and cryptozoologists, people who search for creatures rumored to exist, point out as Bigfoot evidence. In 2019, for example, a YouTube video of a mysterious howl and screams in a forest in the northern western Ontario, Canada, went viral, driving Bigfoot speculation. Jolanta Kowalski, Ontario's Minister of Resources and Forestry Media Relations Officer, told Vice News at the time, "Our biologists say it could be a large mammal, for example, a wolf, but because it's considerable distance from the recorder, there is no way to be sure." The late anthropologist Grover Krantz investigated sounds recording claimed to be a Bigfoot for this book called Bigfoot's Print, a scientific inquiry into the reality of Sasquatch, published by Johnson Books in 1992. He listened to it at least 10 tapes and found no compelling reason to believe that any type or what the recorders claim to be are Bigfoot sounds. Now, there is exclusive hard evidence. There is no exclusive hard evidence for the existence of Bigfoot. Krantz, the anthropologist who investigated sounds recordings, also discussed allegedly Bigfoot hairs, feces, skin scrapings, and blood in his Bigfoot book. The usual fate of these items is that they either receive no scientific study or receive the documentation of the study is either lost or unobtainable, he wrote. In most cases where he compilated analysis have been made, the material turned out to be bogus or no determination could be made. When alleged Bigfoot samples are subject to vigorous scientific analysis, they typically turn out to just be ordinary sources. For example, in 2014, a team of researchers led by the late genetics Brian Skies from the University of Oxford in England conducted genetic analysis on 36 hair samples, claimed to be belonging to the Bigfoot or the Yeti, a similar ape-like creature said to exist in the Himalayas. Almost all of the hairs turned out to be known from animals such as cows, raccoon, deers, and humans. However, 2 of the samples closely match an extinct Paleolithic polar bear, reported say. These samples may have came from an unknown bear species or a hybrid of modern bears, but they were from a bear, no primate. Similarly, a DNA analysis of supposed Yeti hair documented on a 2023 BBC program turned out to become from a horse. I'm so sorry. Bigfoot hoax we take a look at. Bigfoot hoax have further complicated the problem of sorting Sasquatch fact from fiction. Dozens of people have admitted or been found out to have fake Bigfoot prints, photographs, and nearly every other type of Bigfoot evidence. One promote example is Ray Wallace, whose family revealed he was responsible for the footprints near Bluff Creek in 1958. An even earlier example is late Rant Mullins, who was a logger in Toledo, Washington. In 1982, he admitted to carving giant feet out of wood and using them to make fake tracks with the help of a friend in the 1920s. The Chronicle, a Washington newspaper, reported in 2007, this built on the legend of the ape-like men decades before Wallace's footprint helped make a Bigfoot a phenomenon. There are also 21st century examples of Bigfoot hoax. In 2008, 2 men from Georgia claimed to have a complete frozen Bigfoot specimen that they had found on the hike. The Bigfoot turned out to be a gorilla costume, reported in 2008. Justin Humphrey, an Oklahoma lawmaker, proposed creating a Bigfoot hunting session in January of 2021, CNN reported. Humphrey suggesting that taking the hunting season could conceive with an annual Bigfoot festival that takes place in Honobo, Oklahoma, and would help to bring more tourists to the area. Oklahoma tourists officially later announced a $2.1 million bounty in March for the capture of a live Bigfoot, reports say. The real Bigfoot. Scientific evidence for the existence of a modern-day Bigfoot may be providing exclusive, but a giant bipedal ape did once walk the earth. A species named the giant Telepicus blacki was about 10 foot 3 meters tall and weighed up to 595 pounds. That's 270 kilograms based on the fossil evidence. However, the giant Telepicus lived in South Asia, not North America, and went extinct hundreds of thousands of years ago. The extinct ape is more closely related to the modern orangutans than a human or our closest relatives, chimpanzees and baboons. I will put the name and picture of what this creature looked like in the video. Now, after reading all of that, what do you think? Do you think Bigfoot is real? Do you think that it is all hoax? Or do you just think that people are just seeing what their brain wants them to see and just believe that it is true? Now, me, again, I don't believe Bigfoot is real. But, hey, if you show me evidence, real evidence, and not no hoax, then I may take a second look at that. My name's Ray. It's been the Fook You Thought, and tune in to our next episode on Friday.